Hi everyone. Today we're talking about AI in accounting, specifically in auditing. AI is everywhere. It's transforming nearly every industry, and accounting is no exception. So we wanted to talk about what this means for auditors.
To start, AI truly can mimic human intelligence and can do the work with little human interaction. It also seems to be more efficient and faster.
More businesses are also adapting this into their everyday work life. For example, 43% of businesses deploying generative AI have reported an increased revenue.
First, let's discuss why it's such a helpful tool. It can look at a set of documents, emails, PDFs, and recognize patterns, pull relevant information or details, and identify missing information and can find the overall risks.
Like humans, AI can adapt and learn from past experience to help get the best data. It can also cross-reference data from different sources.
Lastly, AI doesn't only look over data, but it can also be really helpful with administrative things as well. Like for example, it can help with planning, scheduling, emails, project planning, and even slideshows. It also does this in a really efficient and effective way, I guess I should say.
Now, let's talk about fraud detection and how AI is already being used in real-world cases. Fraud has always been one of the biggest challenges in auditing. Auditors don't look at every single transaction. They test a sample of transactions, and since fraud is usually hidden in small, unusual transactions, then there's a chance that these might not get picked in the sample and noticed. This is where AI changes everything.
That is actually so true. Like AI can scan entire data sets instead of just a sample. It looks for patterns that stand out. For example, things like duplicate payments, transactions, like those that are below approval limits, or even journal entries posted at unusual times like 1 a.m. Like no company in the US should be posting a journal entry at 1 a.m. It flags high-risk transactions for human auditors to also look into, which can be really helpful.
Companies are using AI to monitor millions of transactions in real time to detect insider trading and money laundering. Sometimes humans wouldn't be able something humans wouldn't be able to do on their own. AI is also able to help detect management override and controls, which is one of the biggest fraud risks that auditors are most concerned about.
Yeah. So far we've laid out that fraud detection in traditional financial systems is already being transformed by AI. But what do you guys think happens when things get even more complicated, like when companies start holding digital assets such as cryptocurrency? Because personally, I think situations like this are where AI can become even more critical.
I agree completely. Even though blockchain technology makes transactions more transparent and automated, auditing digital assets still comes with serious challenges. For example, there are valuation difficulties because cryptocurrency prices fluctuate consistently. There are security risks tied to the private keys and custody. There can be limited transactional audit trails. And of course, there's no physical evidence like you'd have with the inventory.
Yeah, and I think that this is why it's so important that audit firms make sure that their team has the right expertise to handle such complexities before taking on clients that hold digital assets. It's these engagements that require a specialized understanding of both accounting standards and blockchain technology.
Absolutely. And I think it kind of ties back to everything we've been saying because this is where AI becomes incredibly helpful. Like AI tools can analyze large volumes of blockchain data much faster than a human person could. They can identify anomalies and even patterns like suspicious transaction chains, analyze fluctuations in valuation, and even monitor real-time regulatory compliance. AI can also help automate the process of vulnerability detection and smart contract code analysis, which is very helpful in increasing efficiency and strengthening audit quality, which is a huge plus in my opinion.
So, as we talk on all these applications of AI in audit, it's important to note that AI doesn't just say that this is fraud. It says this looks weird. Then it's humans that take over and investigate. So instead of replacing auditors, AI is actually making them stronger.
This leads us into our next big question. If AI can scan entire data sets with flag risks, will it eventually replace auditors? What do you guys think?
Okay, so this is the part that everyone worries about. When people hear AI in accounting, they immediately think, so are accountants going to lose their jobs? Well, the short answer is no, but the job is definitely changing.
AI is very good at repetitive, rule based tasks. It can do things like matching invoices, reconciling accounts, and reviewing journal entries both efficiently and accurately.
Yeah, but sorry, auditing isn't just about checking boxes though. Like auditors interview management and they decide whether they think something feels off. AI cannot just walk into a meeting and sense that someone has been hesitant. Like it cannot make ethical decisions. So also audits legally require human accountability. A licensed CPA has to sign the audit opinion, so AI can assist, but it cannot take the full responsibility.
And another thing to think about is bias. AI learns from past data. However, if that data is flawed or biased, the AI's conclusions can also be flawed. So, this is why humans are necessary for the auditing process. But if AI isn't replacing auditors, how can we make sure we grow with it instead of falling behind?
I think one of the biggest takeaways is that when looking at AI and audit, know that AI is a tool, not a competitor. Accounting has changed before. Like, for example, when spreadsheets came around, rather than replacing, or they replaced the paper spreadsheets and used manual software, bookkeeping, and none of these eliminated accountants altogether. They just changed with accountants and focused and helped like grow the career overall.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like AI is just the next change. However, to grow with I believe auditors need a few key things. Like first, auditors need to be comfortable with technology, understand what AI can offer and how to interpret the results it gives to them. Secondly, critical thinking becomes even more important in deciding whether a flag transaction is error, fraud, or just okay. Third is ethics. This is something that AI cannot offer. So it is up to the auditors to have professional responsibility and judgment to not just like blindly trust automation. PwC actually talks about this idea of humans and AI working together instead of competing.
Yeah, and they explain that AI can process massive amounts of data, but humans understand context. AI finds patterns, humans determine meaning. The future of auditing isn't humans versus machines, it's humans using machines to become better at what they already do. So instead of us sitting here asking, will AI replace auditors? Maybe the better question for us to answer is, how can we use AI to become better auditors? AI won't take our jobs, it'll just raise the level of what auditors are capable of doing.
Yeah, I actually really like that line of thinking. And honestly, I think we are already seeing this mindset of AI and human collaboration in the work of like major accounting firms. Like, for example, in a 2024 report from KPMG, their UK Audit Chief Technology Office explained that businesses are actually looking to their auditors to help lead AI transformation. They believe auditors have a deep understanding of financial reporting processes and can identify where AI adds the most value. The report also found that over three quarters of the 1,000, like 1,800, I guess I should say, companies surveyed said it's moderately to like very important for the external auditors to use AI, automation, and data analytics. Even boards of directors have the same belief. This really shows how much like expectations are shifting in the business because like companies want their auditors to use AI to improve audit efficiency, enhance accuracy, uncover like value added insight during audit, and provide more proactive, continuous, and predictive processes. Some companies even want like assurance over their AI controls, especially when AI has been used in financial reporting. Because of this demand, KPMG has even integrated generative AI into KPMG Clara, which is their smart audit platform. This was done to help like increase productivity for their auditors, enhance accuracy, and help them deliver deeper insights during their audit procedures.
And it's not just KPMG. I know Deloitte has also integrated generative AI capabilities into their systems and on their own audit platforms. I know I'm going to mess this up. Omina?
Omni, I think, is their stuff.
Okay, so yes, to enhance data analysis and improve the overall audit workflow. They even have Kona, which is a platform developed to assist their auditors with analyzing digital assets.
Right. And EY and PwC have also made major investments in their AI platforms. Not too long ago, EW announced expanding AI capabilities to support its audit engagements, and PwC has projected the completion of a new end-to-end AI-driven audit solution by 2026.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how AI in audit is no longer experimental, but is actually becoming the standard. And what's important is that this shift isn't limited to just the big four companies. Smaller accounting firms are also adopting AI tools for things like document summarization, which helps speed up their review process and improve the overall accuracy and reliability of their financial audits.
So, I guess this brings us to another question, and something to note that is becoming a big topic is AI ethical?
We believe that it can be both ethical and not ethical. It really just depends on how you use it. A big part of auditing is professional skepticism and human judgment. It's important to keep that and not only rely on AI to do all the work for you. AI needs to be used as a tool and needs to be checked by humans to make sure everything is correct. Some companies are hiring employees with AI expertise to manage the AI risk and govern AI systems effectively and efficiently.
And it's also important to understand and keep in mind that AI only works best when it can recognize patterns. That's why the work that the AI uses must align with audit objectives, be routinely assessed, and be incorporated into existing oversight frameworks. Some firms are creating standardized work papers so the AI has a good base of knowledge so it can pull the right information every time when looking at data.
Yeah, AI can really be like such a big time saver. And even though like when humans are looking over documents, it could lead to like things being missed, it is still very, very important to check the work that AI does. Just like it is important for a manager to check the work from their audit team. Also, a big part of using AI is really just understanding how to use it and use it in the best way. Overall, there are two big questions your company should be asking when using AI, and those are: does your organization have a formal committee dedicated to AI governance? And does your organization have an AI risk policy?
So, if these firms are investing millions into AI systems and training their auditors to work alongside them, the real question for us as students is, how do we prepare for that?
That's honestly such an important question. Like, AI isn't something we'll learn after graduation, it is already built into many of the firms we're hoping to work for. So, anyone pursuing audit or even accounting in general should start building these skills now. We might not have access to the exact platforms used at firms like KPMG, PwC, or Deloitte, but we can start developing that foundation now.
I honestly think that foundation really begins with data analysis and visualization. AI can process and flag data, but it's still up to us to interpret what that data actually means. Being able to look at trends, question anomalies, and understand context is what makes someone valuable in an AI assisted environment.
Yeah, it's also very helpful to become familiar with AI tools and software in general. I'm not saying we need to become experts right now, as the training will probably happen on the job, but being curious and comfortable with technology makes a difference. Even experimenting with data tools, learning advanced Excel features, or understanding how analytics dashboard works can build confidence. So for the St. Mary students, do not underestimate that Intro to Microsoft Excel course. It might seem basic at first, but those analytical skills are truly foundational.
And I completely agree. I also think students should take advantage of networking and online communities. Connecting with professionals in audit, especially through things like LinkedIn, can give you insight into what firms are actually focusing on and helps you stay up to date with industry trends. When you see professionals discussing AI tools or new audit technologies, it makes everything feel more real and current.
Exactly. Building that professional network expands your perspective and it even helps you see where the profession is headed because technology is evolving very quickly and the accounting profession is changing alongside it. The students who stay curious, build strong analytical skills, and remain adaptable, I guess, are the ones who will thrive as the profession continues to evolve.
I agree completely with everything you just elaborated on. I think it is really important for workers and students to learn and grow with AI. It can be used as a learning tool as well. It can generate example problems. That way, workers and students to might learn the common mistakes and errors that are made.
Yeah.
So, learning about AI can be used as so when learning about AI, you can use AI to help you. And also, like anything else, it is the more practice you put into it, will the better outcome there will be.
Yeah. So, guys, since we're all accounting majors, I think it's very important to ask, does learning about AI and audit make the field more interesting or more intimidating? Like, is anyone thinking of a career in like the audit like area?
I think it definitely makes it more interesting because I feel like one of the downsides of accounting is it can be a little tedious dealing with numbers, looking through data. And I feel like this is where AI is going to come in handy, allowing us to do this quicker and more efficiently. So that way accountants can spend more time doing more like the fun stuff of accounting.
I agree completely. I also think that it'll be a good way to check like your own work. So like you have to check, the AI and what it's doing. It's also nice to have something else check the work that you're doing as well.
Yeah, I think I agree with. I think it definitely makes the field more interesting. I like the way you put it. Like auditors can do the more fun stuff of like the profession, while like the AI can just help like assist with that, like double checking things while you also check the AI. I guess like, but personally, I'm not sure that I would go into like the audit profession, but I do think like AI in general for the accounting realm is like very interesting. So, yeah.
Um, what surprised you most about AI, do you think, and it being used in the auditing world today? Like, are you guys surprised that it's becoming such a big thing, or
I
what are your
guess
thoughts?
I'm not surprised. I feel like the one thing we do have to keep in mind is just to not like blindly trust AI,
Yeah.
not to get its results and be like, okay, this is right and move on. I feel like that's definitely going to be something we have to, I guess, keep in mind in the future.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, I don't think it was surprising because like the technological like realm, I guess, is like very like fast. Like, I guess it's adapting very quickly, like now, and it's just nice that this like accounting firms are like taking that into consideration and like building that into their system, because I feel like that really assists like their employees and like just like doing the regular like tasks and stuff like that, which is where I think like what you mentioned is very important for students to really understand that the AI results are not the end goal. Like it's just to help you like alongside like your research and things like that. So yeah, like while you don't have the exact platforms that they're using right now, you can build on those skills and like just take those skills and like transfer it into like the actual platforms that will be used at wherever you work at.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree completely. I also think too, like, we're using it in like, I mean, I feel like a lot of people are using it in their everyday lives too. So I'm not really surprised that it's, making its way into the audit world. Um, and I like too that I agree with you guys, like to build upon those skills in classes and whatnot. And yeah.
So here might be an interesting question, but who do you guys think should be responsible if AI were to miss fraud and make an error? Do we think it should be the auditor? Should it be the firm? Could it be the person that made the technology?
I think it would be crazy if it's the person that made the technology.
I
Put the blame on
agree.
him.
Yeah. I definitely think it's on the auditor because like we've been saying throughout like our podcast, like the auditors should be checking the work of the AI. Like it's there to help you, not to be the solution to your problems. Like you still have to think professionally and like use your professional judgment and like skepticism, I guess, essentially to like work through the audit procedures or like to work through like just your accounting job in general. Like you studied for it, you should have like the background knowledge to check the work and make sure it's not giving you the wrong info. Now let's say you thought it was correct and I guess both of you guys missed it. I guess that's where it's like, well, now we just have to fix it. I guess no one's to blame. I don't know. I'm not really sure. But
The guy that made the AI say.
yeah. But I think at the end of the day, it's just like the auditor's like job to make sure that the errors are fact checked, or like everything is fact checked to make sure there are no errors. That
Yeah.
detection risk.
I agree completely.
Okay, well, I think that wraps up our AI and auditing podcast.
Yeah, we hope you
Ooh.
enjoyed listening. Thank you guys.